Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. My name is Alec Johnson. I'm the solution engineer, head of industry beer for Ekos. We are a business software company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about selling more beer, mastering the DTC and distribution channels. And first, I want to thank Andrew and everybody at Craft Brewers Professional for allowing us to speak on this topic. We're very excited to walk you through how to sell more beer, everybody's favorite topic to go through. So when selling beer, obviously everybody knows about the complexity of alcohol sales. Selling alcohol is very complicated. There's a lot of rules and regulations that are involved. There is multiple ways to get your product into the user's hands. So we'll go over those four channels today. Now those four channels will be through a distributor, self-distribution, e-commerce, or taproom and tasting sales. So again, we'll break down all the available channels and then how you're able to maximize sales revenue for each side of your business. Now, what we've done at Ekos is we put together the ultimate sales guide where we're diving into details on all four of those distribution channels. Today, I'm going to touch on all of those topics in detail, but if you want to learn more and get into even deeper detail, we've put together the ultimate sales guide, and you can go to goekos.com/resource library to be able to download the guide. All right, so we'll go through the first channel. That's going to be your tap room. Obviously, that's going to be the main source for a lot of breweries to get their product into the customer's hands. So being able to market the tap room. Now, before you do anything, you're going to really need to understand what your brand is all about. So what is your brand identity? Why are the products named how they're named? Why did you decide to brew specific products? Who is your ideal customer? Is it, depending where you're located, what state you're in, what city you're in, that may vary. It may vary by the specific day as well. Maybe your weekend crowd is going to bring in a different type of customer than your Monday through Friday crowd. What is the experience that you want to create? Do you want to be more family friendly? Do you want to cater towards, again, a certain clientele? How are you going to fit in or stand out within the local brewery community? Lots of towns have lots of different options for people to get out there and, go experience the beer. You want to really drive people into your tap room. So being able to think about all these questions and making sure that every marketing tactic ties back to who exactly you are and who you're trying to be. So we'll go over the core marketing tactics. Now, these are going to be basic, but if done correctly, they're really going to have a big impact for you. So one of the first ones is going to be the website. So just having basic info on your website, hours, locations, contact information. I know me personally, I travel a lot for my job, and I travel a lot for my personal life as well. And I love visiting craft breweries in the cities that I'm at. So that's an easy way for me as a consumer to look, hey, is this brewery going to be open when I'm going to be there? What type of beers do they sell? Do they offer food? It's going to be key ways to promote your tap room. So it gives the people all the information that you need right there on that website. You're able to showcase products, events that may be going. So if I come in on the weekend, maybe you guys are putting on or having a festival. I know a lot of people have been doing Oktoberfest festivals during this time of the year. It's a great way to get people involved. Another awesome way is being able to email people. So having newsletters to keep up with customers. I know, again, me personally, I sign up for a lot of newsletters from breweries so I can keep track of what's going on. So if I am in that area, I know, okay, I'm going to this brewery today because they're having a new release that I really want to try. It's a great way to stay in touch with customers and give them a reason to come back to the tap room. Maybe you're offering them a discount the next time they come in on beer or merchandise. And then being able to utilize social media. This is where your customers already are. I know, again, me personally, I have all the social medias and I check those all the time to see new releases, new merchandise items, things that are going on within the tap room. It's going to allow you to promote new releases and events and then show off your personality as well. It's really an awesome way to get creative with the customer. So operations and technology. So for most breweries, the tasting room is the heart of your business. That's where, your people are coming in to buy your product. They're getting that vibe of the city that you're in. Great products and a great customer experience are vital, but what really happens behind the scenes is equally as important. So you really want to track all those activities in real time with a connected tech stack. So you really want to use a modern and user-friendly point of sale software system, having an inventory and production management software, and then having an accounting software as well. So the need to connect your taproom to the rest of your businesses. The next topic we'll talk on is the e-commerce and club side. Now, as everybody has seen with how 2020 happened, this has become an even bigger part of people's businesses, as we saw taprooms at the beginning of the pandemic were closed. So e-commerce kind of became a lifesaver for a lot of people. So why e-commerce? Again, it really jumped on the scene last year, but it's definitely here to stay. Seen a 233% year over the year growth in online beer sales. And then in 2020 alone, the food and beverage industry became the largest online CPG segment for the first time ever. Now, 4 in 5 craft beer drinkers, we found, would be more willing to try new brands if they could purchase via DTC shipping. So obviously there's a lot of different local regulations depending where you are at, but there are ways to sell online, even if you can't ship it directly to the customer, be able to make it easy for the customer to order online and then pick up, schedule to pick up or get the delivery schedule as well. So how can you be successful with e-commerce? Can't just open an online store and expect results. You really want to collect the customer data when they are in the tap room. That way they're in there, they're already purchasing your beer. That way you can target them with messages about new products and any offers that may be going on or any events that you have, so your brand does stay top of mind. You really need to capture those existing customers and provide them with opportunities and incentives to order online. And then also create an e-commerce program that adds value. Capture their info, customize your offerings, communicate often with them. Don't just capture the email, find out what their favorite beer is so you can send them that email when it's available. So it really targets them. Hey, my favorite IPA has just came available. Great. That gives me a reason to either come to the tap room or order it from the e-commerce platform. A couple options on that e-commerce side that we've seen have been subscriptions and club programs. So again, lots of options. You really just want to figure out the option that's going to work best for you. So on the traditional club program, it's going to be a preset number of products set at intervals. It's going to be based on the traditional wine club model where the customer signs up in the tap room. More often than not, again, it's usually not available online. Now, customized clubs, we've seen those have been really popular as well. They're going to be similar to traditional clubs, but with the ability to change which products to receive and what amount to receive as well. Now, this will often utilize an online portal. Now, the customization is great for the customer experience, but you want to make sure that you do have the inventory and technology to manage it correctly. And then on the subscription model, that's the more modern digital option that will be managed by the customer. That's where they're able to choose products to receive and then when to receive them as well. So if you are considering starting the club model, start small, test out ideas, grow, see what's going to work for you, what's not going to work for you. Again, if you start something, you can always change it later on as well. All right, the next option we'll go through is self-distribution. So we'll go through the pros and cons of self-distribution. So some of the pros of self-distribution is you're going to have a higher margin on each sale. Since you guys are delivering the product, you choose the price and then you choose where it's going. Again, you have control over the sales tactics and processes. And you're also able to get direct feedback on what's selling and what customers are saying. You have the face and the place. You are delivering that beer to the customer and they're able to give you the direct feedback right then and there. Now, there are a few cons with self-distribution. You're going to have higher upfront in costs. So you're going to have a higher investment in labor, equipment, warehouse spaces. You do have to invest in the delivery drivers, the delivery vehicle, all the equipment that it takes to get those vehicles loaded up. And then also, many states prohibit self-distribution. Perfect example is I live in the state of South Carolina. It's a 3-tier state. All breweries have to go through distributors. There is a brewery in my neighborhood up the street, and in that same office building, there's a pizza place 3 doors down. That brewery cannot legally sell that pizza place their beer. That pizza place has to purchase it from a distributor. Now, if self-distribution is the route that you're going, building out your sales team is critical. It's critical to build out the right team. You really want to hire an experienced sales leader to develop a strategy and oversee the sales reps. You really want to nail down your sales goal and then work backward to figure out how many reps you actually need. So depending on the amount of accounts that you sell, how many reps do you want to assign to a specific account? Where are you self-distributing at? Is it just going to be the town you're in, or are you going within a radius outside of the town, or is it going to be multi-states? Bringing in an outside expert, CPA or a consultant that has knowledge within self-distribution is an awesome and great feature that a lot of people would consider. Again, it's going to build out an expansion strategy and be able to make accurate projections. Now, there is a lot of competition out there, so you will need your team to really be skilled in order to stand out in this marketplace. Now, on the pricing side, with pricing strategy, you want to make sure you follow these 3 pricing examples. So examine the market. You want to make sure that you're not overpricing or underpricing your beer. You really want to track your costs and then also the sales as well, and then make adjustments as needed. Again, if you set a price for one of your products and it's not moving at the rate you'd like it to move, you can always change it. It's not set in stone. Next, we'll go over going through the wholesale distribution. We'll go through the pros and cons here as well. So pros will be you have access to distributor connections and relationships. So anybody that walks into their local grocery store, they'll be able to see a lot of beer right up front. And usually those upfront locations are going to be associated with companies that go through distributors. That will leave you the ability to focus on running your business versus building your sales team. And it's a way to have easier and faster growth. Now, some of the cons that you'll run through, you're going to have lower profit margins on each sale. Since you are selling to the distributor and then ultimately the distributor will be selling to the end user, that kind of cuts out a little bit of your profit margin. You will have less control over what products are sold and how they are marketed. Usually with the distributor, you're not their only customer. They're going to have multiple brands that are in their portfolio, and they will dictate, again, how they're marketed and then how they're sold. And with that, you'll get, again, less dedication or dedicated focus specifically on your brand. Now, in choosing a distributor relationship, this is critical. You really want to do your research. Don't accept that first offer that comes your way. There's a lot of distributors out there. Make sure you're talking with them, talking with other breweries that use them as well, making sure they're going to be the right fit for working with you. Know your costs, so that way you can accurately evaluate all of your options. Again, you don't want to sign up with a distributor and not knowing what they're going to set your pricing at. And make sure you set the distributors up for success with marketing and sales materials, so that way it helps them push your product as well. You know, have cards that tell about the product, marketing material, just really train them on the product so they can essentially treat it as their own as well. Now, with wholesale or self-distribution, you'll have dozens of sales orders that you'll need to collect each week, get that inputted, and manage. This can be very time-consuming and a tedious task. So what we found here at Ekos, we wanted to find a way to digitally manage all those sales orders and automatically create those invoices. And that's why we came up with the Ekos Order Hub. This is going to simplify your sales order process. It's going to free up your sales team from doing the manual entries and errors, so that way they have more time to go visit these accounts, build relationships with them. You're able to keep the communication in one centralized place. You're not relying on, the company that's purchasing your product to tell your salesperson to ultimately tell someone else. It's just they'll be able to place the order right from here. No spreadsheets or any uploads will be required. And then being able to evaluate efficiencies. So you really want to have connect your inventory management system to the point of sale, e-commerce, and accounting software. That way you'll be able to review sales performance by channel, product type, and individual items. And then you are also able to consult industry experts if you need any help making strategic planning decisions. Any questions that y'all have for me at this time? I'll give it a few minutes, see if there's any questions that come through in the chat. Give it a few more seconds. If anybody has any questions, again, be more than happy to answer them for you. All right, awesome. Well, again, I want to thank Andrew for having me present on being able to sell more beer. We really appreciate it. And again, thank you everybody for attending the sessions.